Hey everybody, welcome to Bolt Action 1944. And I wanted to go over a game I had this weekend with Mike Baker. It was we took a scenario from Warzone Atlanta and kind of test drove it. And I built a list kind of thematic. We both did. But I kind of wanted to run through that list and kind of go over what happened. But first, please like the channel and subscribe. That's how I can work towards getting to live broadcast. Maybe we can do, some Q&As or a live battle report. So with that being said, let's move on to my list. And I'm going to add this right here. And like I said, I built this list primarily just to be thematic. It was kind of a fun event. Me and Mike just wanted to have a game together and record it. But honestly, I really believe this list is far more competitive than I thought it would be. So I kind of want to get your feedback on it. Please post some comments. Tell me what you think about it. Any changes that you might make. But quite honestly, this list really, it surprised me. It did very well. So I've got a inexperienced lieutenant, which I always bring, and then 3 squads of paratroopers. One squad has 5-man submachine guns, which proved very effective in the game. Company commander, totally invaluable. I mean, every time I brought it, it's been amazing. I brought 2 forward artillery observers, one in this platoon and one in the next, and didn't get all my bombardments in. But honestly, it still did well. I mean, it really did well. Anti-tank rifle team, absolutely amazing. 2 light mortars at regular. A lot of people bring them inexperienced, but I brought these regular so that I could use my forward observers for spotters and kind of keep them behind cover. And then in the recce platoon, inexperienced lieutenant. Another paratrooper section with a light machine gun, a little extra range and firepower. The other forward artillery observer, and I had a Piat. These things hardly ever seem to do anything. So I got a shot off on a half track, but it didn't do nothing but I think it was crew stunned maybe. It just wasn't effective at all. Paying for my 3 recce vehicles, which are the M3 Scout car, which my company commander rode in and provided a little bit of long range firepower, which seemed pretty effective, honestly. Every time I brought this, it does some damage. I mean, it's only 3 shots, but it's 48 inches with a +1 penetration, and it protects my company commander. A Jeep for my Piat team to ride in. It did its job. It got the Piat team up pretty close. He had most of his real armor in outflank, so the only thing I had to really shoot at early on was the Hanamags, and I couldn't even knock one of those out. The Bren carrier, specifically for the 5-man paratroopers with submachine guns, that worked absolutely amazing. Pushing up, putting out some shots, they jump out and they just start blazing away with submachine guns. Worked really well. The armor platoon, fairly light armor platoon, had a Humber. I just loved it. It worked great. The twin MG Jeep, they took away some shots from it, and soft skins are harder to kill, but it is recce. And quite honestly, I think it did pretty well. Got some shots off on some people. I brought it in from reserve, and for 45 points, it did better than the MMG team that I brought, and it's cheaper. Then I had a Jeep that I upgraded to a pintle-mounted heavy machine gun. Didn't get a whole lot with it, but also I kept it, out of danger and just shot out at long range. I think I put a pin or two, maybe killed a guy here and there. But yeah, so I don't know if I'd bring that again. I'm considering possibly swapping these 2 soft skins out for another Humber. And then the heavy weapons platoon, another lieutenant, and then a couple more mortars to give me 4 light mortars. Really surprised at how well these things worked, and I only had 4. Just constantly being a pain to my opponent, keeping them moving, keeping the Hanamags moving. It did some early work against their MMG team, which really hurt it. Killed 2 men right off the bat. So yeah, I kind of like those. The medium machine gun team, I'm still on the fence about that. All it does is it seems to put a pin out, and you have to keep moving it if they start hitting it with a light mortar. And then another anti-tank rifle. These things were great. I've hit the armored cars several times. Even if you don't damage it, it's putting the pin out. And even if they had brought some tanks, you could put pins on the tanks. So that was my list, and we'll go over the scenario. So if you have any thoughts on that, please let me know. I'd like to hear them. And we played, let's see, here we go. We'll get this up here. Mission 7. And it was hold until relieved, and it was a convincing win for my paratroopers. I literally wiped out all of his infantry, and I had 1 squad that went down to 1 man, but because they're paratroopers, they just hung around. Being veteran, it's definitely worth it. I don't know that this is such a great scenario for a tournament, because I really believe the attacker has too much of an advantage. I got the roll off for sides, and I decided to be the attacker, mainly because I wanted to have my forward artillery observers on the table at the beginning of the game so I could start calling in barrages. Whereas if I'd been a defender, I wouldn't have been able to put, I probably could have put them up there in the middle, but they're going to get shot to pieces, because the 2 units that get deployed here in the center are just their target practice. He had 1 squad with a machine gun and an assault rifle, I think. Pretty good sized squad, and in short order I chewed it up. It just everywhere. I'm deployed all the way around him and just shooting in at him. So yeah, I don't think that this is a good balanced scenario for a tournament. It was good. I like the scenario. It's tough. It's actually pretty thematic for what we brought. Recon platoon and British paratroopers. Trying to hold a position where they're at and find each other and dig them out. So that was pretty good. So that is about all I have for that. So let me get this back off the screen. Remove that. All right, there we go. So that being said, I don't really have much else. I just wanted to kind of go over this. We're going to have the video out probably Monday for our game with me and with Mike. Mike's working on editing it right now, and as soon as I get a copy, I should be able to post it on my channel as well. Next week sometime, I'm going to do a tutorial on building home-built buildings with foam board. So be on the lookout for that. And that's it. Like I say, please like, subscribe. I need to get my subscriptions up, and then I can start doing more stuff. So I appreciate y'all giving me some time and watching, and I'll see you in the next video.